No, that's the left trigger. You could hold LB, which is the top thing there. Yeah, hold that. Wait, what?
We just went to...
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, you crashed the game?
How?
Oh, crap.
What is up, Space Pirates? This is your Admiral, the Dread Pirate Dr. Disaster, and never mind the fact that I'm not sold on the Vault Hunters in Borderlands 4, and never mind that I've heard rumors that the writing in this game is pretty grating, as Gearbox games tend to be these days. Never mind all that for now. It sounds like Borderlands 4 ought to come with warning labels because it runs like shit.
You have been warned.
Before we dive into the performance issues on Borderlands 4, I feel like some context is extremely important. A few months back, we got word that this new game was extremely expensive to make. How expensive? Well, Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox, laid it out for us, telling us that Borderlands 4 has twice the development budget of Borderlands 3. For reference, Part 3's development cost was $140 million, meaning that Borderlands 4 is expected to have cost at least $300 million to make.
That's a spicy meatball!
And that isn't even taking into account the marketing budget. Considering all the ads that I've seen running for this game constantly these days, they have dumped a ton of money into it, at least $100 million. That means that they have dropped bare minimum around $400 million into Borderlands 4. The math works out that they will need to sell somewhere around 8 million units at full price just to break even, and with that in mind, this is what all that money on marketing and development has bought them.
Wait, what?
We just went to...
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, you crashed the game?
How? I crashed the game!
I've never seen this crash
This is
before.
fantastic.
I've never seen this crash.
I crashed the game. Sorry, Borderlands 4.
Oh, shit!
During a promotional stream with Conan O'Brien, where they were trying to show off this new game, Borderlands 4 crashed, and to top it off, Randy Pitchford has come out and tried to do damage control, telling everyone to have realistic expectations about performance and saying that the day one patch will fix everything. Here they are, about ready to launch their game in just a couple of days, and the CEO of the company is telling people to lower their expectations for performance. Do you remember when this same guy was trying to tell us a few weeks ago that actually the game was worth $200 and that the $70 price tag was a steal?
He's full of shit.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel, so make sure that you check on that to ensure that you're still subscribed. And there's been a lot of talk recently about restricted mode being automatically enabled for a lot of users on YouTube, which would cut you off from a lot of your favorite channels, so don't forget to check on that as well. But anyhow, let's talk about the massive problems that Borderlands 4 is apparently seeing with regards to their performance. It really begs the question, knowing how much they spent on this game, where the hell did all that money go? Sure, the game graphically looks really cool, but when you drop $300 million on one video game, I think the minimum expectation is that it freaking runs. As we discussed the other day, this sort of thing has been happening far too often with AAA studios these days, Monster Hunter Wilds being the most famous example of it from this year. That is a game that everyone wanted to love. I mean, it sold like crazy easy in its first month, but gamers get pretty jaded pretty quickly when it turns out that a game, no matter how good it looks, ends up running like soggy crap. So, Gearbox is really playing with fire by not having a properly optimized version of Borderlands 4 ready before launch. I mean, the whole point of paying the AAA tax, spending $70 on a game, is that you aren't supposed to have to worry about this crap. And the day one patch is not going to make most of us relax. I think most people are extremely wary of the so-called magical day one patch that will supposedly fix all of a game's woes. But here's what Grums wrote over on X. He said, "We have to talk about Borderlands 4's performance. From the game crashing during Conan's expensive promotional stream to the CEO's statements setting expectations for performance to be not good on low-end hardware, and now this very strange 8-core recommendation. None of this is a good sign." And then, in his tweet, he posted this image of additional notes on the specs needed to run Borderlands 4 on Steam, and it says that it requires 8 CPU cores for the processor, which definitely seems unusual. But here is what Randy Pitchford said on X, which has everybody scratching their heads and wondering what the hell is going on with this game. Scott Dew of the outlet Destructoid wrote on X, "I've been playing Borderlands 4 since last week. It is absolutely awesome, but it is also in desperate need of a day one optimization patch on PC. Crashing, hitching, stuttering, freezing galore," and then Randy responded saying, "For what it's worth, I may be conflating recommended specs with required specs. 2K's quality assurance collaborating with our engineering team at Gearbox sets the standard, and 2K quality assurance reports indicate that they are able to achieve 60 frames per second average with minimum spec PC on typically medium settings. Different PC configurations will vary. HDD versus SDD is also a factor for the hitching, and yes, Day 1 patch has some key improvements and optimizations. I just want to pause really quick and point out that when it comes to the PC that Conan O'Brien was using, does anyone have any doubt in their minds that a big production like that would have a rig that was below the minimum specs for Borderlands 4? I strongly doubt that it was a weak or old system. So keep that in mind when listening to Randy try to weasel his way out of all this. And speaking of which, let's read the rest of what he had to say. He wrote, "I just want everyone to have realistic expectations for performance. This is a big, open AAA game, and lower end and older hardware may not perform as well as higher end modern PCs. I've asked for some assets to be generated to show a range of specifications and how they perform with different settings to help users decide. We are confident in the game's performance and optimization, especially given what the software is doing under the hood." Once again, Conan O'Brien's PC will not have been an older rig, so what's the excuse now? But if you want to know how bad this really is, look no further than articles like this one from Games Radar. As we have talked about on this channel many times, game journalists are shills for these AAA studios. Their whole purpose is to convince you to keep buying games from these corporate schmucks so that their gravy train keeps chugging away down the tracks. So, if even Games Radar is telling us that this game is having issues on PC, then you know it's pretty bad. But they wrote here, Borderlands 4 is almost here. The upcoming looter shooter is finally set to launch this week, and Gearbox boss Randy Pitchford wants to give everyone on lower end and older PCs some realistic expectations for performance. It has been confirmed that a day one patch is in the works for Borderlands 4, which, in a new series of Twitter posts, Pitchford says does a lot. Even so, it won't work miracles. And that right there, the way that they phrase that, is damning as hell. Once again, this game has a minimum total spend of $400 million. The average price for the game is $70, and the platform that the game is sold on, whether it's the PlayStation Store or Steam or whatever, they take a 25% cut roughly, leaving Gearbox with $52.50 per copy sold. $400 million divided by 5250 is about 7,600,000. So like I said earlier, once they've sold 8 million units, that is when they'll start making a little money. Considering these massive numbers that we are talking about here, it has to be pretty damned concerning for Gearbox that we are having this sort of performance conversation right as the game launches, because of course, the bulk of the copies of the game sold will take place within the first few days of launch, and with poor optimization of Monster Hunter Wilds still fresh in everyone's minds, this may bite Gearbox right in the ass. But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your derision for poorly running games into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.